live. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome to the Mornings with Katie show. This is really a show for content creators and entrepreneurs to inspire, to invoke action and radical change, and to give you really great business tips and just strategies to help you live out your success story and get going in life. I am all about action takers, people who are out there ready to make change and to get moving, keep that pace up, be relentless. Um that's really the kind of point of this show. And so I am so very excited that you are here. If you're watching this after the show goes live, you're watching this after, comment down below and tell me, what kind of job are you in currently? I'd love to know. Are you in corporate? Are you contracting? Are you, do you have your own business? Are you a business owner? What are you doing right now? Comment down below and tell me. So this morning before I get into all the business, I want to know what you're drinking. This morning I'm drinking coffee because it was a coffee morning and I was like, oh, I just want to get up early and drink some coffee. So tell me what you're drinking this morning. And as we move into the topic for today, I just want to say a huge thank you, because as of the liveness of the show, as I am making this show for you live, I am over 300 subscribers, which is really cool. And I haven't really been doing a ton with this channel, and that is going to start changing. Hint, hint, hint. And so it's really special to see growth even when you don't think anything is happening, which is the power of this platform. Things are growing even when you're not there. Videos are gaining views. Watch time is building up as you are not there. And so if you don't have a YouTube channel and you're watching this and you're like, I don't know if I want to start YouTube. YouTube is a really great growth inducing space. That is honestly the biggest thing that I've experienced through doing YouTube is I've just grown so much. My character, my strategy, my business has grown a lot. Just a lot of things have grown because I started YouTube. That is not the topic for today. However, I just want to say a huge thank you for getting me to 300 subscribers and beyond. Super excited for that milestone. Okay, now that we move into the topic for today, I'm really excited about this topic because I think it hits home for a lot of people. I've talked to so many of my friends and my community, and they're saying, Katie, I could never do what you do. Katie, I could never be an entrepreneur. Katie, I could never be a solo entrepreneur. We will get our terms correct on that. But here's the thing. People feel overwhelmed by this idea of being an entrepreneur, as if it's this space where there's really no rules. And therefore, if there's no rules and you get to create what you want, it means that you also can be not creating. You can have a lack of creation, which is true. So it takes a lot of discipline and drive and vision to be an entrepreneur, which means being an entrepreneur is not going to be for everyone. I will 100% be the first one to admit being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. However, it is for so many people. And I'm really on a mission this year to pull those entrepreneurs out of you. Because even if you're like, I can't run my own business, you can support someone else in their entrepreneurial journey. You can be a piece of a business build for an entrepreneur. You can start implementing entrepreneurial spirit and strategy into your life to be more independent, to be successful, to be financially free. These are the things that you get to start thinking about and building into your life. Because to be honest, I mean, guys, I went to go fill up my gas tank in my car the other day. And normally my car, it costs about $27-ish to fill up mostly my tank. Now it's costing almost $40. Now that's $40 out of my pocket basically every week, which is insane. So we are moving into a world where things are costing more, but we're not necessarily making more money. Am I right? Are any of you feeling kind of tense right now? Oh my goodness, I don't know. It's just, I'm starting to notice it more. And it's not necessarily that it's this huge problem, but it gets to be this huge problem as we move forward in life and start training in habits like getting gas that costs more money every single time you go in. So these are the things that are starting to happen. And I like to It doesn't matter how much money I make. I always want to be connected to the individuals out there who are struggling and know that they want more because I've been there. And I'm always like, we're always going to be stuck. We're always going to be in a space where we feel stuck. It doesn't matter what level you're in the entrepreneurial world, really just in life. It doesn't matter what level you're at. You're always going to have moments where you feel stuck. But we can do something about that. We can get unstuck. We can move forward. We can problem solve. We can troubleshoot. All the things that I've been talking about on this channel for forever. We don't have to stay stuck. But the world right now is kind of crazy. And so this is why I am pushing, and really just emphasizing the power of an entrepreneurial mind, not even so much an entrepreneurial lifestyle, because not everybody is really into working a lot of hours and having a really massive push for a startup and then creating something amazing. Not everybody has that desire to create their own space. However, there's so many aspects of being an entrepreneur that are so powerful. The creative mindset, the problem solving ability that we obtain from just being in our life and doing the things that we do, those are things that are so very important for every single human being in the world to understand and to implement in their life. So now that I've told you why this is so very important and why you should care, let's go over like what really a solo entrepreneur is, because that's what I put in this title. And the reason I put it in this title is because for most of us, for a lot of us right now, as current modern entrepreneurs, we start out as solo entrepreneurs. And solo entrepreneurs is basically being an entrepreneur by yourself. So creating something, building something, and really being maybe the only one in your business that technically is attached to your business. That being said, I want to be very clear. For example, I am a solo entrepreneur currently. I don't always want to be a solo entrepreneur. Eventually, I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to build a big, massive team, have incredible contractors working for me, have virtual assistants, have aides, have marketing professionals. Like, I am on a mission to build a massive team and to build my business to a huge, huge level. That is really important to me. That's my vision. That's what I want to see. And my life is often changing. And so maybe someday that will change. But the reality is that's my vision right now. And so that's what I'm heading towards. Now, I am currently a solo entrepreneur. So I have contractors that work for me on certain things, social media, virtual assistants, but I'm the only one that's attached to my business legally, logistically. Now, a lot of you are like, Katie, I could never do that alone. I would never get stuff done. I don't have the discipline. I don't have the personality to stick to things. I'm not determined. People have to tell me what to do. There are so many things that constantly come up for us and we're like, I cannot do that. And I have so many people, my family, my community, my friends who tell me, Katie, I could never do what you do. And I always kind of get stuck on that. Like, what do you mean? Like, what part of it couldn't you do? No, all of it. I couldn't do all of it. Like, I can't. And that tells me that they are living in a space of overwhelm, that they are like, I can't even imagine. I can't even like get it through my head. And I want to tell you a story of one of the moments in my life where I truly, truly felt overwhelmed and couldn't get past something. And we all know how this feels in life. So as I'm telling you this, as I'm sharing this, I want you to start thinking about your own life. I want you to start thinking about those times where you felt just overwhelmed and you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So when I was a teenager, I had hip surgeries very, very young, and it had been several years since I'd had one, and we knew one was coming up, and my joints were starting to really cause a lot of pain, and it was about time. So we went to the hospital, we went to our doctor, and we said, hey, like, this is a problem. And the doctor said, okay, here is the procedure that I can do. And let me share with you, this operation was going to be done in the summer. I was going to be in a full body cast. They were going to do surgery on both of my hips at the same time. I wouldn't be able to move. Like, my family would have to like completely take care of me. It was going to be this insane, crazy operation that I'd never ever experienced anything like this before. And I remember after that appointment, my parents and I just sat down for lunch, and we were just really quiet. And I was thinking in my mind, in my soul, in my heart, I was thinking, Katie, you've been able to get through everything else. You've been able to think past. You know, like when something overwhelming or crazy happens, constantly, like your brain is trying to reconcile, it's trying to problem solve, it's trying to create a reality where you can get past it, where something happens that you are able to get past it. That is what my brain is doing constantly, which is the entrepreneurial spirit that is constantly skilled and strengthened as I do this. And I remember this being the one moment in my life when I couldn't get past it, when I could not get past it. And the next appointment, I remember sitting in the doctor's office and telling the doctor, I can't get past this. And I didn't say it that way. I was like 10 or 11. So I didn't say it that way. But I was like, I don't know what to expect. Like, I can't even visualize a time in my life where this could potentially happen. And I can't get past it. And it ended up like the story ended. Well, the story never ends. But basically, what ended up happening was I didn't have that operation. I had another operation. It was so much better, not only for my body, but also just like I was never in that scenario where I couldn't move and I was in a full body cast. Like none of that happened because I stepped up and I communicated, I don't love this scenario. And listen, there are going to be times in your life where you don't love the scenario and you still have to walk through it. But part of being a problem solver and having an entrepreneurial spirit is saying, I need to figure this out, but I also need support. And I also need people in my life to give me solutions. Part of problem solving is asking people to help problem solve with you. And so for a solo entrepreneur, that means that you have to step out. And one of the huge misconceptions that we have with solo entrepreneur is that you do business, you do like the entrepreneurial life alone. And that's so not true. I remember when I started a YouTube channel, I felt so overwhelmed and lonely because I didn't have anybody around me who did the same thing. And of course, I didn't have a co-host, so I was doing YouTube alone. But I had to step out and communicate and ask for problem solving assistance. I had to ask for support. And then I built an incredible community around me. All of you really stepped up and commented a lot. I had amazing people who do YouTube, content creators, entrepreneurs, incredible human beings who answered the call of collaboration and community. And now I have an incredible like group of friends who do the same things as me. But sometimes you have to step up. So the first thing about being a solo entrepreneur and just even being an entrepreneur in general is that you got to step up and build your community. You got to step up and build your community. It's not going to be done for you. That is the very first thing that you need to know about being a solo entrepreneur. Because listen to me, if you're saying, Katie, I can't get stuff done, like I have to have people to tell me what to do. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's a space that you live in right now. That I promise you, that is a space you live in right now. You can get stuff done. And if that means using specific tools to help you, if that means, like bringing accountability into your life that is saying, hey, like, how is this going? And you are able to pour into someone's life and they are able to pour into your life. But that habit of not being able to commit and to be a finisher, that is not who you are. That's just where you live right now. And you can change where you live. I promise you, you can change where you live. You don't have to live in the non-finisher world. You get to live in the finishing world. Rock star finishers, right? So I used to be a very, very, very bad finisher. Now I commit. I'm serious. I'm really, really intentional about the things that I first commit to so then I can actually follow through and complete things. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And here's the powerful part about a community and accountability. I run my business alone, logistically, legally, but I have so many mentors, so many accountability partners, so many like peers who I do things with frequently. I have incredible content creators that I get to look up to, that I get to ask questions to, that I get to be mentored by, and I have incredible clients that I get to mentor as well. So it's this beautiful, beautiful image that we are not alone. It doesn't matter what you are doing in life. There's always a community ready to be present and to support you and for you to be able to pour into them. But you got to go find it. You've got to go find it. So you have to have the leadership to show up in a way that supports others and therefore that will support you. And that's what I learned from YouTube, and that ushered very well into the business world. And now I do live shows like multiple times a year where I meet incredible, incredible human beings. I mean, the people that I've had on my shows, not only have they insanely served all of my audience, my clients, my list family, like they have poured into them. They have poured into me. They've created relationships. They've stepped out. They've been supportive. They've been absolutely incredible human beings. And this is why I love my job so much, because it's not about doing life alone. This is not about doing life alone. This is actually about building a community around you that you love, that supports you, and that you are able to support as well. So the first thing that you need to note is that solo entrepreneurship, that did not come out right. Solo entrepreneurship. See, now I can't say it. Being a solo entrepreneur is not about doing business alone. It's about building a community. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I wrote them down. The second thing is you need to have professional accountability. This is probably the thing that stepped me into action the fastest. So when I started my business last year, which sounds crazy that I started it like last year. It's been almost a whole year since I started my business. Well, since I started my business officially, I've been in business for a very long time, but like my business, StoryCube. So the first 4 months of starting my business, I was basically just spending money on ads, not even clear about what I really sold and offered as a service, and pouting about the fact that there weren't any clients in my life that wanted what I wanted, that I wanted what I wanted to give them. So that was me the first 4 months of running my business, and it was a lot. And I hope you noticed that I dropped off of YouTube around that time because I was so discouraged, and I was like, well, I need to be spending more time in my business so that I can build more money. And guess what? All I ended up doing was spending more money because I was spending more time in my business and thinking I needed to run more ads. We should have a separate conversation on Facebook ads. So here's the thing. Until I had professional accountability and direction, until I had professional support, where I actually had people in my life that knew what they were talking about, that knew exactly what I needed, that knew what process I needed to follow, I didn't get anywhere in my business. Now, my business is doing incredible, and I'm able to meet incredible human beings and serve incredible clients. I mean, it's just insane. So it totally shifts when you actually get the right support for your business. Now, you may be saying, Katie, I don't want to invest in business coaching. Well, then what you're telling me is that your business is not important and you don't want to invest in yourself. I'm saying that very bluntly because the reality is you have to have professional accountability in your life. You have to have mentors. If you're not going to college, even if you are going to college, you have to have support systems in your life where people are smarter than you. We had Brian Kurtz on the show last February, a month ago. We had Brian Kurtz on, and it was absolutely incredible because he said, I always, my goal is to not be the smartest one in the room. Someone has to be smarter than me, otherwise I'm in the wrong room. He said, and it may feel good to be in that room where you are the smartest one in the room, but the reality is you are never going to learn or grow more if you are only and always the smartest one in the room. So you have to put people in your life that are smarter than you in the area that you are pursuing, in the career field that you are pursuing. So when I started my business coaching, I was like, oh my goodness, my life changed completely. And because I had put a serious investment in my life, because I had really invested in something that, to be honest, was a stretch for me, I had massive, massive determination. I'm like so excited to share that I'm like, blah, 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 words. I had so much determination to see it through that I became a rock star finisher. I became a solid finisher just because I had the accountability, the support, and the tension of that investment, the tension of that investment. So here's the reality. If you do not invest in yourself, you will never have that tension and that determination to follow through. If you do not invest, you cannot follow through. Because what's the point? Why do we care? Like, we could wait until tomorrow to do that thing because we just don't care. Which is why now, if I really want to get something down, if I really want to get something completed, then I have to put investment into it. And maybe that means like time, maybe that means money, maybe that means relationships, like investing into people, investing into opportunities, investing into people's life, like whatever it looks like. Now, like constantly, I'm looking at the world as investments. It's not supposed to sound legal and weird. You get to invest not only in yourself, but in other people, which is why the world is like, that part of the world is beautiful, that we all get to train and invest people into people. Like, it's just so cool. That's a totally different topic, but I get excited. So here's the thing. Solo entrepreneurship is not this scary thing. And I'm going to look at my notes really quick. So accountability, collaboration. I'm so excited for our next round of Unlock the Creative Entrepreneur, which is actually like next week, March 18th through the 20th, because we have some absolutely incredible experts, YouTubers, content creators. Oh my goodness. I am so excited. I am so excited for the experts that we have on for the show. They are incredible. I'm not going to share them with you because I'm just so excited for you to find out. They are going to be absolutely, absolutely amazing. Anyway, there's a link down below if you want to sign up for Unlock the Creative Entrepreneur. It's free. You hear me talk about it often. We're having another round. And just so you know, if you're not sure that we're having another round of Unlock the Creative Entrepreneur, click that link down there and just sign up anyway, because I will put you on the next show and you'll be good to go. So you can sign up with that link anytime, and that will just put you on a waiting list to get into the next show. Anyway, you know, the awesome part about listening to these amazing content creators and studying from them, like learning from them, is that you get to see this beautiful image of collaboration come up. Not only collaboration between me and the content creators who are coming to the show, not only me and the experts who are coming to the show, but they have learned, which is the awesome part about YouTubers, because they're just so collaborative. They learn as entrepreneurs that they get to collaborate to build their network, to market, and to really understand how to serve people, to really understand how like life works and how entrepreneurship works. The reality is life is about collaborating. We are human beings who need relationship. We need meaningful interaction with other human beings. And that is a beautiful thing. And that means collaborating is the most natural thing that we could possibly do in life. And in this world, like, we've made it so salesy and pitchy to collaborate. And the reality is these are relationships that we get to build. And so we get to walk into these relationships with sincerity and love and support. And we get to walk out of them with so much value and so much strategy and so much love that we've experienced and that we've been able to give. Collaboration is so very important to the life of a solo entrepreneur. And I've seen that so very clearly. And that's why, as I run my business right now, I do not feel alone. I do not feel alone. I am not alone. I am a solo entrepreneur. I am the only one legally attached to my business. I am not alone. I get to run my business with all of my coach and my accountability partners and my coaching like buddies and my clients and my collaborators, my peers, my experts that I get to have on my show, like my fans on YouTube. Like, I get to run my business with all of you. And that is the most special and cool feeling in the entire world, to show up in that way, which is so cool. It's just, anyway, it just makes me want to smile. So the reality is, as we wrap this up, this felt like it was kind of all over the place, but I think it was zeroed in on like, solo entrepreneurship is not about working alone. And so if you're thinking, Katie, I don't know if I could be an entrepreneur. If you're still feeling like, Katie, I don't know if I could do what you do, I want you to comment down below and I want you to tell me, what do I want you to say? I want you to write connected in the comments. Write connected in the comments. And I'm going to shoot you my email. And I want you to email me. And I want to have an actual face-to-face conversation with you about what entrepreneurship could look like in your life. Because guess what? It does not need to look busy, crazy, 60 hours a week. Like, it does not need to look insane. It could look like maybe a couple hours a week, maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day. It could look really simple, really basic, and beautiful depending on where you are in your life. Because entrepreneurship, the beauty of entrepreneurship is you get to put your vision and your success story as the forefront, as the like center of your business. The hard part about being in corporate or having, being an employee is that your vision for that business, your vision for that success story within that business is not the vision that everyone is pursuing. You are pursuing someone else's vision. And sometimes your values are not aligned with that. And you're going to have moments in your life where you're going to have to decide, are you going to compromise or are you going to step up and say something? There are opportunities that are really hard in being an employee. And the beauty of entrepreneurship, which is why I so highly encourage so many people to be in the entrepreneurial world, is that you and your success story and the vision and the values that you have in life get to be forefront and central to that business. Entrepreneurship is so beautiful. It's collaborative. It creates accountability. It creates relationships. It creates income, freedom. You get to run it however you want because guess what? You are the CEO of your business. One of my business coaches, I have like tiers of them. So one of my business coaches, she always tells us that, like, you're the CEO. You get to choose on what you want to do. Like, you get to choose whatever. This is how I'd advise, but you get to choose. And so the beauty of being an entrepreneur is that you get to choose. And I'm going to close with this. If you're saying, I can't do it alone and I can't be a solo entrepreneur, I can't run my business by myself, here's the cool part. You don't have to always be a solo entrepreneur. You get to start by building something incredible, and then you get to bring people on to that vision. You get to bring people on that are in complete alignment with what you are doing, and they get to be a part of that journey with you. So this is what I want you to do. Write down in the comments, if you're watching this afterward, in the chat, write connected. Down below in the comments, write connected. And I'm going to shoot you my email, and I want to connect with you and really figure out, like, absolutely for free. I'm taking this time. It's like, you're not going to have to pay for it at all. Literally, I just want to have a conversation with you and figure out, is the entrepreneurial life for you? Because we can have this conversation, but the reality is, unless you know who you are and what you need and what you have to offer, like, it's custom. You get to choose if you want to be an entrepreneur. You get to choose if it's right for you. But having support in your life, having that collaboration in your life to figure it out with you is so very important. So at the very least, get on my email list because there's so much value that you are given. Not only do you get to show up for my shows every single time, not only do you get VIP treatment when you're on my list, and we have multiple shows, like, it's so cool. Anyway, you get so much value, so many emails that are like just giving you the oomph, the emphasis, like the movement that you need to get stuff done. That's accountability in itself. So at the very least, get on my email list, but definitely comment down below. And like, those of you who comment down below and put connected, I am going to make time and make it happen to have a conversation with you. So this has been a very full Saturday morning, and I think I'm going to drink some more of my coffee, and I'm going to have some fun little movement time. I think my Sibs and I are going to play tennis, which is fun. They're trying to teach me. I'll let you know next week. I'll let you know how it's going. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you have an awesome, awesome Saturday. Go out there and get stuff done. Like, don't be limited by your emotions, and don't don't allow yourself to stay in a prison that you've created. Don't allow yourself to stay in the prison that you have created. And that prison may be, I'm not a good finisher. That prison may be, I can't work alone. That prison may be, I'm not good enough. Don't live there, because you're the one that chooses to close that door and lock that door, put that key in that door. Like, you're the one that chooses that. So make it happen. Get stuff done. I hope you have an awesome, awesome, awesome day, and I will see you next week. Maybe sooner.